In a shocking escalation, Russia launched its largest missile and drone attack against Ukraine, striking 15 regions in a single day. But Ukraine's response was equally powerful thanks to their newly acquired F-16 fighter jets, which made their debut in battle. These advanced fighters intercepted Russian missiles, proving to be a game-changer in Ukraine's defense. Could this shift the balance in Ukraine's fight for sovereignty? The largest missile and drone attack on Ukraine. A nightmare unleashed. August 26, 2024 will likely be remembered as a day of intense aggression against Ukraine. According to reports, Russia launched at least 127 missiles and 109 drones in an 8-hour bombardment aimed at multiple cities and critical infrastructure. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned the strike, calling it a dastardly attack, noting that Russian forces continued their pattern of targeting civilian areas. At least 10 people were killed, with 47 others injured, including 4 children. While the human toll was tragic, the damage could have been far worse if not for Ukraine's air defense systems. The majority of Russian missiles and drones were intercepted before they could reach their intended targets, a feat made possible by Ukraine's enhanced air defenses and the introduction of F-16s into their operations. F-16s, a new era of defense. August 26 also marked a historic moment for Ukraine's Air Force. For the first time since the invasion, Ukraine deployed its newly acquired F-16s in combat, using them to help defend against the Russian missile barrage. These jets, long coveted by Ukraine, represent a significant upgrade in the nation's air defense capabilities, especially when compared to the aging Soviet-era aircraft previously in use, such as the Mi-29. The arrival of the F-16s is the result of months of diplomatic efforts. In July 2023, a coalition of NATO allies including Norway, Denmark, Belgium, and the Netherlands pledged to supply Ukraine with a total of 85 F-16 jets. However, it wasn't until mid-2024 that the first 6 jets arrived in Ukraine, primarily due to the extensive training required for Ukrainian pilots who were more familiar with older Soviet-era platforms. Zelensky's vision for air superiority. Since the early days of the invasion, President Zelensky has advocated for the acquisition of F-16s to turn the tide in the war. He believed that these multirole fighters would give Ukraine the ability to establish small pockets of air superiority over Russian forces, particularly in combined ground operations aimed at reclaiming occupied territories. However, the journey to acquire the F-16s has been a long and complex one. In July 2024, Zelensky voiced his frustration with the slow pace of aircraft delivery, remarking, "It's been 18 months, and the planes have not reached us." He believed that these jets could unblock the skies for Ukraine, enhancing their ability to fend off Russia's air superiority and missile strikes. The arrival of the first batch of 6 F-16s in August was a momentous occasion for Ukraine, though Zelensky stressed that many more would be needed to turn the tide. The August 26 strike, a test for the F-16s. The Russian missile and drone strike on August 26 provided an early test for Ukraine's F-16s. Reports from multiple sources, including Sandbox News, indicate that of the 127 missiles and 109 drones launched by Russia, a significant number were intercepted by Ukraine's air defenses. Out of these, 102 missiles and 99 drones were shot down, preventing further devastation. While Ukraine's existing air defense systems played a critical role, reports suggest that the F-16s were involved in intercepting several Russian cruise missiles aimed at Kyiv and other key locations. These multirole fighters, equipped with advanced air-to-air munitions like the AIM-120 Advanced Medium-Range Air-to-Air Missile and AIM-9 Sidewinders, were deployed to counteract missile threats that Ukraine's ground-based systems could not address effectively. Tactical use of the F-16s, focusing on defense. So far, Ukraine's use of the F-16s has been largely defensive. Military analysts believe that the jets were deployed to intercept surface and air-launched cruise missiles, such as Russia's Kh-101 and Kh-59, both of which have flight profiles similar to older tactical aircraft. These missiles, powered by jet engines, generate heat signatures that can be tracked by the F-16's missile systems. The F-16's speed, capable of flying at up to 1,345 miles per hour, makes it an ideal platform for intercepting cruise missiles, which top out at lower speeds of 600 to 700 miles per hour. While it's unlikely that the F-16s were used against Russia's more advanced ballistic missiles, such as the Iskander, they proved effective in neutralizing the cruise missile threat during the August 26 attack. The loss of Colonel Oleksiy Mays, a grim reminder of the risks. While Ukraine's F-16s had an early success, tragedy struck just 3 days later on August 29, when Colonel Oleksiy Mays, a Ukrainian pilot known by his call sign Moonfish, was killed while defending against a second Russian missile and drone attack. Mays, one of the first Ukrainian pilots trained to fly the F-16s, was engaged in an aerial battle to intercept Russian missiles when his jet crashed. The loss of both Mays and one of Ukraine's precious F-16s was a blow to Ukraine's fledgling air defense force. Despite this setback, Mays' efforts contributed to the interception of multiple Russian missiles and drones before the crash occurred. His death serves as a stark reminder of the risks involved in operating these aircraft in a highly contested airspace. Challenges for Ukraine: limited numbers and ongoing training. Ukraine has received only 6 of the promised 85 F-16s, with an additional 14 expected by the end of the year. Its limited number presents a challenge for Ukraine in fully realizing the jet's potential, as they are currently too few in number to significantly alter the course of the conflict on their own. Moreover, Ukrainian pilots have had to undergo accelerated training to operate these jets. While the traditional F-16 training program lasts 18 months, Ukrainian pilots were fast-tracked through a condensed 6-month version. Although this training equips pilots with the basics, it's clear that more flight hours are needed before they can fully master the jet systems and capabilities. The SAB-340, an important force multiplier. In addition to the F-16s, Ukraine is set to receive another crucial piece of military hardware: the SAB-340 Airborne Early Warning System. Donated by Sweden, the SAB-340 provides Ukraine with advanced radar capabilities, allowing for better tracking of incoming threats in coordination with its F-16s. This aircraft will act as a force multiplier by extending the detection range of threats far beyond what the F-16s can detect on their own. By providing real-time intelligence and early warnings, the SAB-340 will enable Ukraine's F-16s to respond to missile and drone threats more effectively, increasing their overall combat readiness. Future of the F-16s in Ukraine's strategy. Looking ahead, Ukraine's F-16s will likely play a pivotal role in the ongoing conflict. As more jets arrive and pilots gain more experience, these multirole fighters may be used in a broader array of operations, including offensive air support, ground attack missions, and protecting key infrastructure from Russian missile strikes. However, it's clear that Ukraine is taking a cautious approach. For now, the F-16s are being used in a defensive capacity, primarily as interceptors for cruise missiles and drones. This strategy allows Ukraine to gradually integrate the F-16s into its broader defense framework while reducing the risk to pilots and aircraft. That's all for today's video. If you found this analysis insightful, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on the latest developments in the Ukraine conflict. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.